Prisoner attacked inside of HMP Frankland with a hammer. So I've done a video on this previously. Damien Bendall, I'll tell you who he is in a minute, attacked another prisoner inside of HMP Frankland with a hammer. Now, if you didn't see the last video, I'll give you a brief description about what happened. Damien Bendall was in a workshop, and what happens in the workshops, there's a variety of different tools depending on what workshop you're in. There's woodwork shops, there's bricklaying shops, similar shops like this, and obviously you're getting tools out, you've got to go and get them signed out. Damien Bendall has went and getting the hammer signed out, and as soon as he's getting this hammer, he's smashed another inmate's head in with the hammer. Now, I'm sure all of you will know the case. Damien Bendall is serving life without parole. And he is an absolute animal. He killed a woman and 3 children. He was dating this woman at the time, and he murdered her with a hammer, killed her 2 kids. Then one of the children's friend was staying overnight for a sleepover. He then went on to assault her, then killed her with a hammer. It was an absolutely disgusting, despicable, horrific crime. One of the worst you would ever hear about. And I'm sure you'll have heard the case. I've done a video on him about his offence. This was before he was transferred to Frankland and everything. If you go to the playlist section, Life Without Parole, you'll see I've done a video on him and I went over the case. And there is footage of him outside the house just after he's done it. Standing there calm, tells the police officer what he's done. The police officer actually goes in and witnesses this horrific scene. So the reason I'm doing an update on this video is because I have found out who was attacked. Now, I've got this from an inside source. And the name of the person, this is all I know. The name of the person is Mulvaney. That is all I got given. There was no first name, just the second name. No history about the person or what he was in for. I have Googled the name, tried to have a look up to find out who it might be, but I couldn't find anything. There was a few names popped up for Mulvaney, but because I don't know anything more than that second name, I can't go on to anything else because I might be talking about somebody else who's called Mulvaney. So the reason why I'm not going into the name any further is because I don't know anything more about it. But I did tell you I would give you an update, and that is the update I found out. And that was the update, along with the name, is the reason why he done it was because the simple fact he wanted to be put down the block. He didn't like the lad, and he wanted to be off the wing. He's probably in fear. Maybe someone's on the wing, or someone might have just landed on the wing who's from normal location or something like that. Or he might have had an argument with someone, and he will be in fear of attack inside of prison for what he's in for. For doing that type of offence, he is going to be seriously hurt of somebody inside of prison sooner or later, because that is one of the worst crimes this country has ever seen. So he must be feeling as if something is going to happen on the wing, because there's only one reason you want to be down the block, and that is to get off the wing because something is going to happen. So what he's went and done is signed the hammer out and smashed this lad's head, and he's probably tried to kill him because he's in there serving life without parole. And these type of prisoners, if they're going to attack somebody in prison, in their minds they're probably thinking, well, I might as well kill them because they can't give us any more time. Yes, you can get another life sentence. They'll go through the rigmarole of taking you to court and giving you a life sentence. Because I've talked about cases previously when they've done that. They take them to court, give them another life sentence. But what difference does it make to them if they're already serving life without parole? You can't spend an extra day in prison for it because you're never getting out anyways. So he's probably thought, well, I might as well smash his head in to kill him rather than just punch him and get put down the block. He's obviously wanted to inflict the more serious damage on him. Probably wanting to build himself another a bit of a reputation inside of prison, saying to let the other prisoners know that he's not to be messed with, which obviously using acts of violence like that. And again, wouldn't you think that he wouldn't be allowed in a workshop where there's hammers if he's used a hammer attack? It was only a couple of years ago when he's actually done these offences. You would think these type of prisoners wouldn't be allowed in workshops where there's hammers, especially if they're serving life without parole, and especially if they've done that type of offence to children. They shouldn't, in my opinion, be working in them workshops. Shouldn't be allowed to pick up a hammer. He should be in the block. Anyways, he's where he deserves to be. He's now in the block, the segregation unit, and that's where the type of them people should be. Anywhere they shouldn't be on normal wings. People that have harmed children like that should be left in a dark room, fed on bread and water for the rest of their lives. Some people might disagree. A lot of people will agree. A lot of people will think he didn't even deserve to be given life without parole. He deserved the death penalty, but obviously they haven't got it in this country. But everyone will have different opinions on it, and people might say to me, how can you have that opinion on someone when you've been in prison yourself? But my opinion on people like that who kill children, go on to assault them as well, then kill them, don't deserve to be living comfortably on the landings, mixing with the other prisoners, mixing with the other beasts, because he was on A-Wing in Frankland, which I've been told houses the worst of the worst. It houses Ian Huntley, Levi Belfield, Wayne Cousins. All of these are all pals inside of prison. Can you imagine? And this is why Frankland has now become known Monster Mansion. It literally would look like a monster's table. All them sitting round the table, eating the scran together. Absolute monsters. It would look like a monster's table. You can just imagine it. Looking like Frankenstein lookalike types. All laughing and giggling. I'm surprised. Like, some of the screws must hate working with them. But this person that I've spoke to, sent us emails, who's actually working inside of Frankland, who's been telling us the ins and outs and what's happening in there. And he says, when he spoke with the other officers, the ones that are working on these type of wings, they referred to the likes of that Damien Bendall as, oh, he was a canny lad. He was an alright lad to talk to. How can you think someone that you're just in there as a job to look after, you've got the option of whether you can talk to them or not? Obviously, you've got to talk to them. The screws have got to talk to them and fill applications in different things. But they don't have to give them the time of day, which a lot of screws don't. A lot of screws in prison don't give anybody the time of day. Some of them are just stone-faced motherfuckers that go in there to do the job. They don't even do the job properly. You go to get a nap done, they don't do it. They mess you around. But how can these screws go in and willingly sort of become pally with the likes of him, knowing what he's done, and go in on your shift, talk with the likes of Damien Bendall, get on with him, and go back home to your family knowing that you've just been associating with somebody who's done that to women and children, and not only killed them, but done that type of offence to them before they've actually been killed. Me personally, I couldn't speak with somebody like that. Even if it was your job or not, they didn't have to go in and be pally with them. They could just go in there, do the job, and get out. But everyone to their own. I just thought I'd bring that to the attention. People let you all know what's going on in there. Like I mentioned on my previous videos, on my previous video that I've just done on that Wayne Cousins, there is loads of prison officers serving and ex watching me channel. A lot of them there's a few of them reached out, giving us bits of info like this here, just through Instagram or emails or whatever. So I will be uploading a lot more stories of what's actually going on inside the prisons now. The majority of the stories that I cover come through the prison news app. It's called News Now Prison. And I get daily updates about what's going on inside prison, like I did with HMP Park. It was all over. A lot of the stuff that gets mentioned in the papers, people don't really read papers now, so you never normally hear about it because it doesn't get talked about on mainstream media. There's just little bits of articles inside the papers, but obviously I get these type of stories through all the time, so I'll be uploading videos about that. But if you are still watching up till now, people, and you haven't liked, comment, or subscribed, go down, click the like button, comment, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss another video. Take care, everyone.